you replace the front structural bar on your Mark 3 Octavia? Stick around, I'll take you through it step by step. Okay, so we're going to remove the front bumper on this Octavia. What you need to do is remove these 4 bolts on the top, fairly straightforward and simple. There's 4 underneath, although on mine there's 2 missing, but there are 4. There's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 underneath. Okay, and then the ones that really aggravate everyone who's doing this job is there's actually 2 behind here, so and it's quite hard to see, but you can see that just there, and there's another one a bit further around. They are a real pain to get to. However, I believe I've developed a system that will work, which I'll be sharing with you later. So that's it. So there's 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom, 3 behind each wheel arch liner, and then 2 just here. And then once you've done that, there's a couple of you have to go down these little access holes here, and there's a couple of plastic levers to push down, which are kind of holding it on with a plastic clamp, and then the whole thing comes forward, and of course you'll have the electrical connectors to disconnect at that point. So stay with me and I'll take you through it step by step. Okay, so there's supposed to be 4 bolts underneath the bumper here to remove. For some reason my vehicle's only got 2 bolts in place, but there are supposed to be 4 in those holes, so we'll just go ahead and take those out, and then we can take the bolts out off the top as well. So I'll just remove these bolts off the top. So that's number 1. This is actually part of the radiator surround. This bit here is not part of the bumper. Okay, so to get to the three bolts securing the bumper to the rest of the car behind here, we need to at least remove a few of these bolts securing the wheel arch liner to the car. However, personally, I prefer to just take the whole wheel arch liner out. I actually have to replace this one anyway. It was damaged when my car was hit by an uninsured vehicle, so I need to replace it anyway. So 1. You lost count now. Okay, so 10, 11. Just these that clip out there. That's it. This little thing here slides out. Actually, there's 14 screws. So the wheel arch liner, it's just simply these 3 bolts here that need to be removed. You don't actually need to peel it back or anything like that. It's just these 3 bolts here that are holding the front bumper on. Simple as that. Okay, so to get to these 2 bolts holding the bumper onto the subframe underneath the headlight, you are going to need some sort of special tool. And I tried a whole bunch of different tools from Amazon, and in the end I found these 2 were the best solutions for the job. This is from Tang Tools. It's quite expensive. It's about £25. As you can see, it's got a little 1/4 inch ratchet there. And on the other side, it's got a socket for a screwdriver bit or a Torx bit. So that's got a 5-degree arc on it, so it's great for small spaces. It's obviously really small there. And you can get a 1/4 inch socket onto the end of it there with a screwdriver bit attachment onto the end of it there. So you can get a bit more leverage on it. And I found that was really good. However, I actually found this was better. So this is a 1/4 inch right angle adapter, and that's got a couple of gears inside. Now I have heard reports that those gears can actually give way under high torque. However, that is the best tool for the job. I found that solved the problem the best. Just kind of got to drop it on, rotate it a little bit. There it goes. That's it, that's the hardest bit done. The rest of it's straightforward from here. So now we've removed the top 4 bolts here. We've removed the 2 bolts on the inside here, the 2 bolts on the inside here. Remove the 8 bolts underneath. The bumper should now come off. The only last thing to remember is there are some clips, and these are plastic clips. I think here's one of them, for example. You can see it's been crash damaged, but I can remove it. And they just need encouraging out. As you can see, it's just a little quite useful little demonstration there. Okay, so here's a close-up. So you can see here, you just need to press down on the sort of the outermost part, and that releases the catch on the inner part. This is slightly withdrawn just so that you can see more clearly, and then if I pull it right out, you'll be able to see. So that is the hole it's meant to go to. As you can see, mine's slightly broken, which is why it's not clipped in very well, but that is how it's supposed to work. So that's the clip there. There's the hole it comes out of. So you just need to push down through that upper hole. So you just literally just push down through the hole and it will release the clip. Just have faith. Just on the other side. You then need to just disconnect this connector for your fog light. You might also have a connector for washer jets for the headlights as well, so be careful of that. It's just a case of just pushing down on here and then releasing the tension. Sometimes it helps to push it together a bit just to release the tension a bit and then push down. You should be able to do it finger force. So mine's broken off a bit, so I'm just going to release it under here. So literally just lifting that tab up under there. And away it comes. Back on before you tighten them up, otherwise you can't get access to the screw holes for the bumper. There she goes. That's it. That's the hold up. Okay, so you're going to need a 16mm socket, possibly an extension bar as well, and to get to one or two of them you'll actually need a 16mm ring spanner or regular spanner. The lights are off, it's a lot easier. Now you think you start by removing these bolts, you actually don't. What you need to do is you need to start by removing these nuts just here and just here. Now once you've got those out, then you can release the bolts. Otherwise all the tension messes it all up. So let's start with those. Okay, and they are a T30. Obviously it's a good idea to just give it a bit of support probably. There we go, that's better. Right. Now we can get these off. And do bear in mind as you put it away that the ambient air temperature sensor is plugged into the rear, so you just want to pull that out. And that's it, that's how you remove the front structural beam from your Mark 3 Octavia. Ambient air temperature sensor goes on the right, so that's definitely on the bottom right, so it definitely is the right way up. There it goes. Okay, so these main bolts here want to be done up to 55 Newton meters, which is not as tight as I thought actually. There we go. Okay, so now they're on, we can go ahead and get the side screws on. These are the screws that secure the radiator mount to the front structural bar through these holes here. So there's 4 of these, 2 each side. You're going to need a Torx T30, I believe, for those. And they need to be done up to 8 Newton meters. I'm just going to do them all up loose to start with. Okay, now that that's attached to the subframe of the car, we can remove the jack. Starting to take shape. Okay, just torque these up. Newton meters, it's the lowest this will go. There it is. There it is. Right, next we're going to put the wind deflector parts back on. This is the lower one. And we've got these clips here, they just go into these little square apertures here. And we've got the upper wind deflectors on as well. This was the right hand one, this is a bit broken sadly, that will need replacing at some point. electrical connector on. This fob nut connector. Okay, so I just had a real nightmare with getting the bumper aligned, and I couldn't figure out what it was until I looked underneath. And then I saw this little lug here. Not a latch, it's just a lug. Just this is sitting there. That wasn't there. Look at this rubber wind deflector here was actually coming across and was actually fouling and stopping it from sitting on there. So that needs to be, make sure you check that if you have any problems. That's it, there she goes. So, there it goes. There's that click. No. So I'm going to put these on very loose to start with. Okay, now they're all loosely tacked on. I'm just going to go ahead and, with a bit of tension, pulling it up, I'm just going to tighten them up. Right, they're all on. Now we can go ahead and get I'll probably go and do the hard ones behind the headlights now. So that's like that. Okay, so now that all the other bolts are in place, we can refit these 4 central bolts. I've done the side ones, the 4 at the side as part of doing the wheel arch linings. So I should have 4 holes to screw into this time because I've replaced the radiator surround, which is where these screw holes come from. So I'll just put them in loose to start with. That's it. I'm actually going to start with this one here. I'm not going to go all the way in though. I'm going to leave a bit of play on it for the rest of the screws to make sure we can get them all lined up. So. Now the torque, the official torque for these is 2 Newton meters, which is a lot less than what this does up, so I'm going to get a lower powered drill driver to do the rest of them up.